So it is now my great honor to confer the Bicentennial Medals for 2016. These recipients were chosen with guidance by the Executive Committee of the Society of Alumni, and assisting me with the conferral will be Society President Jordan Hampton, class of 1987. Elliot W Coleman Jr., class of 1961. The term celebrity farmer verges on oxymoron, except in regard to you. A self-described hippie, you pursued rock climbing, skiing, and mountaineering before deciding that your next adventure would be, with no training or experience, to turn a rocky, wooded tract on coastal Maine into a working farm. With a book in one hand and a tool in the other, you cleared the land, developed the fertility of the soil, and experimented until the operation could finally live up to its name, audacious at that latitude of four-season farm. You designed new hand tools and proved the power of hoop houses to expand the productivity of farms beyond the traditional growing season. In essence, you provided the model for small-scale, sustainable agriculture based on the premise that the earth is generous if we treat it right. You have since spread this model through your worldwide consulting, your relentless schedule of speaking engagements, the 10 years of programming produced with your wife on the Learning Channel, and your books, which are considered the Bibles of the burgeoning movement to return agriculture to its local, sustainable roots. Coleman hoop houses now grace the White House grounds. And when you arrive at a local farming conference anywhere in the world, it's as if Beyoncé had walked into the room. In recognition of your distinguished achievement in sustainable farming, Williams College is proud to honor you with its Bicentennial Medal. Bruce M Beeler, class of 1974. It was a red-bellied woodpecker. At the age of 7, looking up from a picnic table, you locked eyes on it. An experience, you have said, that changed your life forever. It was no surprise then that your senior thesis focused on bird life in the Adirondacks, and that a Watson travel fellowship took you to New Guinea, the first of more than 40 visits to the islands of the South Pacific. Most notable among these was the expedition that discovered, amid the Foya Mountains of Indonesia, a lost world of species, new or thought to have died out. Among them was the wattled smoky honeyeater, which you named Meliphates carole, for your wife Carol. More than 70 new species were cataloged from that trip, and 2 follow-up visits, including a type of giant rat, a wallaby, and a gecko. You then returned with a crew from 60 Minutes to show many of these animals to the world for the first time. This passion for birds and curiosity about their place in the natural order have led to countless books and scientific papers, and to your becoming the media's go-to guy for insight into the importance of bird life. They have also led to your work on preserving these fragile creatures in the face of climate change, so that, as you have said, our great-grandchildren can hear the rainforest whisper its secrets. In recognition of your distinguished achievement in environmental conservation, Williams College is proud to honor you with its Bicentennial Medal. Jeff B Spec, class of 1985. An important front in the effort against climate change turns out to be the city. We humans are causing this crisis, and most of us now live in urban areas. So the effort to transform our cities into sustainable communities is vital. And one of its preeminent thinkers and planners is you. As an architect, consultant, writer, speaker, and activist, you have become a global leader in the effort to reimagine cities with an eye on both sustainability and livability. In other words, the health of individuals and communities. Your influential books include Suburban Nation, The Rise of Sprawl and the Decline of the American Dream, The Smart Growth Manual, and The Walkable City, How Downtown Can Save America One Step at a Time. The last of these shows how thoughtful urban planning can also address such national challenges as obesity, pollution, and the demise of the middle class. As Director of Design at the National Endowment for the Arts, you oversaw the Mayor's Institute on City Design and created the Governor's Institute on Community Design, a federal program that helps governors fight sprawl. You have even contributed to the Sustainability Task Force of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Perhaps most importantly, you have shown in true liberal arts manner how it is that the best designed cities sustain both body and soul. In recognition of your distinguished achievement in urban design, Williams College is proud to honor you with its Bicentennial Medal. Sharon E. Burke, class of 1988. Not many people get to create a new office in the Pentagon, but that you did as the first Assistant Secretary of Defense for operational energy plans and programs. The department each year had been burning 90 million barrels of oil, draining resources, straining delivery systems, and increasing soldier vulnerability. It is tough to turn a ship as large as the U.S. military, but that you also did. After winning commander buy-in, you helped introduce such innovations as better insulated tents and shelters, along with more efficient microgrids. Hybrid solar generators have led to less oil consumption, less dependence on resupply, and less noise detectable by the enemy. Millions of gallons of fuel are now conserved each year just by improving how the military routes, loads, and flies big cargo aircraft. The department now invests billions of dollars each year on research toward developments such as hydroelectric drives for ships, engine efficiency improvements for aircraft, vehicles, and ships, aircraft body improvements via winglets and microvanes, and even batteries produced in the shape of body armor. These changes by the country's largest energy consumer are, on a titanic scale, saving money, saving lives, and through their growing civilian applications, advancing the global fight against climate change. In recognition of your distinguished achievement in military energy conservation, Williams College is proud to honor you with its Bicentennial Medal. Maxine A. Burkett, class of 1998. When on PBS, Charlie Rose asked you, while still in high school, what you wanted to be when you grew up, you immediately replied, activist. After Williams and Berkeley Law School, that ambition got revised to scholar activist, with your path-breaking work focused on the intellectual, legal, moral, and practical lineaments of environmental justice. The communities and nations contributing to climate change the least suffer from its consequences the most. What do the polluters, mostly rich and white, owe these victims, mostly poor and not white, especially when their communities and even their whole nations face being subsumed by rising seas? What might the term nation mean when its members have been dispersed? What mechanisms in international law need we create to ensure that justice is served? Fresh thinking on these challenges has been the hallmark of your scholarship and your service as the inaugural director of the Center for Island Climate Adaptation and Policy. Fulfilling your teenage vision, you now, through your writing, your lecturing around the world, and your appearance in global media, are engaging a growing number of thinkers, policymakers, and the public in what may be the most vexing and urgent intellectual work of our time. In recognition of your distinguished achievement in environmental justice, Williams College is proud to honor you with its Bicentennial Medal.